Gonna take a moment while the deployment and setup areas, kind of this overview of the map, is in the background, and throw up the splash screen with these army lists. And without further ado, bringing you a Seize the Initiative roll for 2,500 points each side, Word Bearers versus Death Guard. No rights of war.
Death Guard has first turn and attempt to seize. Nope. Death Guard, first turn.
So what Death Guard did was moved up that tack squad, and at the beginning of the player turn did score the 1 tactical objective point for that. And that allowed the Vindicators to move up behind them and to get all these units into a good firing arc on that tactical squad over there. Try to soften them up. Maybe I can steal that objective from them later. However, they do have Zealot, and there are 2 HQs in there, a Diabolist among them. So on the other side of the table, the Leviathan is the only one that moved in order to get within 18-inch range of the infiltrating tactical squad on this objective.
Gotta roll leadership for them.
They're going to roll their leadership.
Lowest 2, you're fine.
And they're good. So he opened up his Grav Flux Bombard and unfortunately scattered to no effect, and his one-use only Phosphex therefore was still in range of 18 inches, so he took 2 models out with that, and the Phosphex quad launchers in the back here were able to barrage snipe another 7, so they lost 9 total and passed morale, as you just saw. Tac squad got a couple of bolter shots as well, to no real effect. On this side of the table, the Vindicators shot first, so since they were just in 24-inch range, took out a few models, and then the bolters and the Kiri's assault cannon opened up as well. And for a battle damage assessment over there, quick, it looks like 5, 10, about 15 models remaining. There was probably 22 there with the HQs, so they lost about 7 guys. And so to recap the Word Bearers' turn, this squad moved back up to cover that objective. Got a couple of a Psychic Shriek off, which took 2 models out of that assault squad, and failed Cursed Earth, but did bring in some Demonettes. So they're kind of blocking there, trying to extend the life of this squad and their ability to stay on that objective. The Laser Destroyer was able to get a hull point off of this Vindicator. One of these Dreadnoughts here took the other 2 hull points off him, and the other Dreadnought shot up that Contemptor right there, so he's dead now, and 1 Vindicator's down. The Leviathan here, the evil Leviathan, moved up and put a couple of wounds on the artillery, the quads, and I think the Margal shot the quads as well. Yes. So, and then his special ability, despite not taking 25% casualties, the quad mortars had to test leadership, morale, and they failed, and they ran because they're sitting right on their table edge. So that's kind of the story of the turn right there. That's going to be huge in as far as the Death Guard's ability to take these mass power armor squads off of these 2 objectives. So Death Guard may be looking at going into a little victory point deficit here. The Leviathan didn't take any hull points, and I did forget to mention in the Death Guard turn, these las cannons were struggling behind the Vindicators to get line of sight on the Laser Destroyer, so only 4 were able to shoot and only did a hull point. Alright folks, we're jumping into the action here in the top of turn 2, and the Death Guard assault squad has just gotten a charge off, a risky maneuver, onto this Word Bearers attack squad. Softened them up a bit with shooting. We got on the order of about 6 Marines left and a Centurion and a Diabolist. However, they're not really kitted out for combat, and Apothecary. and got charged by 7 assault marines. 1 fell to Overwatch, and we're now going to bring you the challenge: the Centurion versus the Sergeant with a power size.
Stock Centurion with a chain sword and a bolt pistol. Hitting on 3s. Oh, hit that one again. 3 hits. Strength 4 on a 4.
At 4 and a 4.
4s. Oh.
1 wound. So he's got the Artificer armor, which is why he did the risky move on the challenge. Let's see if it comes through. Does save it.
Bam.
Takes it on the chest. And he can run in with 3 dice for his attacks, his 2 base. It's a 2-handed weapon and 1 for charging. It's going to be 4s. Only scores 1 hit. And he does have +1 strength on the AP2 power scythe. However, I'm not running the reaping, so there's no rad grenades. So 3.
1.
Oh, called it.
Locked it
So
up.
nobody did anything in the challenge. Bringing you the Diabolus attacks. Needs 3s.
4s.
And
2.
he's got 2 wounds against power armor. One of them falls. A couple of box standard Marine word bearer attack.
4s. Alright.
Nice.
They're fearless. Doesn't matter now. 4s. 2 wounds.
All right, 2 more power armor saves.
Bam.
1 more falls. 4s. And this was a risky charge to try to come in and steal that objective. Softened him up with shooting. Now we got to finish it off. Looking about average. Oop, there's another one. A little less than average there. And let's go for wounding on no rad grenades, so 4s. There's the luck coming through. We're able to put 5 wounds on him.
Alright, 5s. 5 3s. Saved 3.
So pretty
Feel
much
no
gonna-
pains.
Oh yeah, nice.
1 die.
Okay, so that actually matters, and I'm gonna lose combat by 1 because I lost 1, 2, and you lost 1. So I've got a leadership of 9 on the sergeant. I don't get any rerolls, and I'm okay on a 7. So we're gonna be stuck in. So Death Guard top of 2. Here's what happened. The tac squad here kind of moved back a little bit, back into the right, to try to just stay away from those dreadnoughts, but also cap the objective with enough bodies that I won't get shot off of it. At the beginning of my turn, I only scored, I have that 2 there against Pat's 2, because I only scored that 1 objective, and I definitely want to keep it. The Vindicators followed up behind them. The Vindicators opened up, the 2 remaining opened up and took 7 bodies out of that squad, which made the charge. I didn't really have an appetite for that charge, but softening them up like that made it possible. It's risky, but I really need that objective. The Marines here, their best shot once they kind of got shot out of range against them was the Demonettes. They, and along with the other Marines there, the Demonettes were really their only good target of opportunity there. So the Demonettes are gone. The las cannons in the back there, they opened up on one of the dreadnoughts, this one in the middle here, but he made his save, and I kind of rolled poorly and only got a couple wounds, or 1 hull point. So the las cannons not really making their money back yet, but they're all still alive. Hopefully we can get them some good target angles to get their points back. The Vindicators are doing really well, and the Leviathan over here is pretty much on his own to try to really just an impossible mission to try to get one of these 2 squads off of 2 of these objectives, which, as I explained earlier, is pretty much the story of this game right now. The mission was to put all 5 objectives in no man's land on a Vanguard strike diagonal corner deployment. So, and then the Warlord trait for word bearers allows them to infiltrate. So they really got a victory point head start on capping some of these objectives, being able to put their tac squads in the no man's land and cap them, and then real good shot with this Margal forced the quads to fall back. The Phosphex was kind of really relying a lot on them to shoot all that power armor off those objectives. So that's kind of a long recap there, but that's what we're looking at going into the bottom of turn 2. Check this out. The tac squad that was here, 20 strong, 21 with the apothecary. So the Volkite from those 2 dreadnoughts over there, through the trees and over the woods over there, shot those tac squad. I got 5 wounds from Volkite, failed 5 out of 5 power armor.
That's so nice.
But that's not all. Volkite gets 5 more additional wounds. What do you think happened with those 5 additional wounds? I wish I would have gotten on camera. I failed all 5 power armor again.
1s and 2s.
We did a few feel no pains, and then another dreadnought opened up with his Volkite. But end of the day, a lot of destruction over here on this tac squad, and I wish I would have gotten that on camera. But we're gonna bring you this. Go into the one and only charge over here.
You can do the morale though.
Oh yeah, let's do their morale.
I hate it.
Oh, they don't like it at all. They have a Legion Vexilla, which I haven't modeled, but I'm going to be cheeky and just say it's still in there.
Let's do it.
Let's see what happens.
They like it now.
They like it now. All right, so a little bending of the rules here going on. Now the last cannon squad may suffer the same fate as the quad launchers. The Margal in the distance there, the red model back there opened up, got a Hellblaster plasma cannon shot off on them. They only took 1 wound, but that's enough with that special rule to make them test at -1. The Siegebreaker is in the squad. He's got leadership 9.
Bam!
They don't like it a bit. They don't have a Legion Vexilla, and if they roll anything more than double 1s, they're gone.
Bye-bye. Oh.
They're gone, folks. Say bye to the last cannons. I'm certainly sorry to see them go.
Yeah.
This squad over here was 21 strong with the apothecary and hadn't suffered casualties yet, so their five brethren laying on the ground there is not enough to make them test. But it's still a sad day for the Death Guard here at the bottom of turn 1.
Yeah, losing them last cannon's huge.
Yeah, losing these guys, that's...
Damn.
I hesitate to say that might be the game there, but we'll come back to that, and right now go into this charge. Maybe the Death Guard can save some face, knock out a couple of warlords. So going with initiative 5 on the Centurion.
Centurion, hitting on 3s. Wounding on 4s. 2 wounds.
2 wounds. Artificer gets through, and he's got the power side with -1 initiative, so he doesn't get to swing back.
He only has 1 wound.
He only has 1 wound.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just a sergeant.
Glory.
And let's do the Diabolist, shall we?
Hiya.
Couple of hits.
4s. Wow.
3 wounds. And 1 gets through. So, and then he won't get to strike. So I'm gonna strike with, now we're on to the simultaneous stuff. I'm gonna do 3 guys.
4s.
3 hits for the Death Guard, 2 hits for the Word Bearers.
4s.
1 and 1, both get a wound through. I'm gonna save mine.
3. Oh.
Alright, so we, he's dead? Yeah, he's dead. So I lose combat by 1. I have no sergeant anymore, so just a leadership of 8. They're gone. They're so gone. Alright, so Death Guard are basically trying to run off this battlefield right now. I got a 3.
Sweet. Oh.
Gonna get away.
Well,
No.
funny roll for word bearers.
Maybe.
Reroll 1s.
Maybe not.
Oh.
Now you have initiative 5 in here.
So that's 7 total.
So you're gonna catch them.
Gobble gobble.
Alright, so the Death Guard get caught. And to recap, I think we've kind of recapped a little bit already, but the las cannons are a casualty to the Margal's plasma cannon and its special ability. This assault squad, excuse me, get them on camera there, their casualty. Go ahead and lay down these las cannons, and it might be There's a Vindicator that was a casualty here. The second Vindicator to the laser destroyer in the distance.
That popped itself.
He popped himself, overcharging himself. He flew a little too close to the sun there, but it was worth it in the end. This laser Vindicator blew up the Leviathan that used to stand there. So, actually, and then just to finish off the recap, the storm cannons from this Leviathan did 5 casualties into this tac squad with their strength 7 AP3. So the Death Guard are probably going to have to concede here, and I'm going to go ahead and show you why. They're just looking at a tac squad at half strength, a Vindicator, and a tac squad at about 75% strength over there. And really it's the objectives game, because I mean, obviously Death Guard will pretty much probably get tabled here in 5 to 6 turns or sooner, and then they'd really just have to run into this corner to try to just survive that tabling, and they're not going to score any more objectives. So Word Bearers unchallenged are going to sit on this objective for the rest of the game, move on to that one so that at the start of turn 4 he could score it, start scoring that one, then never going to come off this one or this one. So they're going to be scoring 3 to 4 points for the rest of the game. My Warlord ran off with those last cannons. I will lose attrition. Both of those are a D3, and just on the objective points alone, that would have been it. So this is...
I would have scored the center though. It would have just been 1, 2, 3, but yeah.
Yeah, so I will say it was a very fun game. Some kind of like special circumstances with the rolling of. I mean, it didn't really, too much affect the outcome of the game. But watching 10 out of 10 failed power armor saves there, that was kind of rough. But really, the story of this game was probably that all the objectives in this mission of Dominion or Domination are all in no man's land. The Word Bearers got the Warlord trait to deploy in no man's land with the infiltrates. That was a really good boon on this mission. Go ahead and get that victory point lead. And then really, I guess the Margal's probably the MVP.
I would say so.
Because, yeah, running off those quads.
He ran off the artillery and...
They ran off the last cannons. So, really fun game. Thanks y'all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.